All right, finally an IM after all these GMs. We got 2.5 out of 3 in Title Tuesday. We're rolling. All right, let's put emote only back on. We are rolling in Title Tuesday. Let's go. IM should be slight orc. Interesting. We're going to set up like this. And like this. Do you really want me to play knight d5? I will. I'll do it. Say no more. The other thing is takes. I kind of need like d6. I kind of need d6 and I won't have it. Okay, let's play d4 right now though while I can. Your bishop's not here yet. If I go bishop f4 and you play e5 and then I take it, but then you take it and you're good. Okay. Yeah, you would go like d takes there, right? I think we should just come back on knight d2, honestly. I don't think knight d5 is happening. I don't think it's happening. I go with that. Oh, now it's happening. Yes, please. Give me that. I need d6. I just need the queen support here. I don't even think they can take this knight. I think it's too strong. Here, like d6 comes, fork, bishop will hit the rook. I should have played a4, b4, knight d5. I could have. Okay, what do we got? You're going to move your queen. No, you take it. Wow. Okay, you castle out of it. I could take this, but then I feel like that helps you. Let's go d6. Thank you for the sub or the follow. Yeah, I can't move my eyes right now. Let's go d6. Can I, like, torture you a little bit? Yeah. We're going to do that. Keep this knight pinned. So f6, and then I'll take it. And then I induced f6, which blocks your one good piece. And now we'll back up, and I'm going to like that. I like that. I like that. Oh, we're rolling. Don't lose your queen also, because you played f6, opening that. Oh my goodness. We are on fire today. Come on. You kidding? Let's go. 3.5 out of 4 against very good opposition. This is my first Title Tuesday with the little talkie thing of the clock. Oh man, okay, let's give you guys freedom of speech. Emote only off. I think Dirty Ape with the follow on Twitch. Okay, e6. This is how I like to set up against e6. I never get a chance to finish my analysis. We got a lot to do. But, and this is the break right now in Title Tuesday. So we've got 3.5 out of 4. Whew. This is our best start ever. I don't think I've ever had 3.5 out of 4. Okay, knight e2. I like knight e2 before g3, even though like it's pretty telling that my bishop's coming this way. Because if I play g3, then after d5, takes, d4, they can actually like put a lot of pressure here. They can draw my queen out right now. What I want to do, it's important for me to play knight e2 so that if d5, after takes, I can hit you with d4 with the knight support, right? Why is d4 also so important? It's because if I let them play d4, you saw that massive swing in the eval bar. Actually, I don't know if you did. Wait, no. Now you do. So if I let them play d4, then A, they take a lot of space. B, the whole point of me being able to hold this blockade here is that they have this pawn that will never be defended by a fellow pawn, right? There's no e pawn, and the c pawn is now past it. It can only be defended by a fellow pawn if it gets to d4. And then it would be actually a strong pawn kind of in my face, and they would have a big development advantage. So playing d4 here and holding this blockade is very important. And you can see, like, okay, if they play knight f6 and knight c6, like just imagine all this happens, right? The key for a pawn being weak or being strong, right? The key is, can it move? And so me just holding the blockade, not just like putting a knight there and then making it look pretty, but just making sure it can't move. And now after something like bishop to g5, so I'm threatening to like take it and then add all these attackers here or get rid of the knight here. Like, okay, if say bishop e6 to tie yourself down, after dc5, I'm just dominating this pawn. Like, okay, bishop takes c5, I could play knight f4 and yeah, really kill this pawn along with the pin, for example. So that's all good stuff. And it kind of stops them from playing d5. That's why I start with knight e2 here. I like this little line. So they play your queen c7 as if I'm going to play like an open Sicilian, which makes a little more sense here. I mean, it's not like a totally ridiculous move by any stretch. Okay, I played g3. Okay, the engine wanted me to play an open Sicilian, but I'm playing g3. They play a6. And they're not really getting this in, like, if b5, then maybe, like, e5 kind of at some moment. So they're just developing here, knight to e7. I think they play knight to e7 because they're actually realizing my idea of rook e1 and knight d5, and they think the knight on e7 will shield them from this file. The thing is, knight d5 can actually always be there if they're lacking development, and they're just kind of playing moves like queen c7, a6. Really, knight d5 can always be strong if your king is here. You need to get your king out of there ASAP, and they didn't quite. So after castles, they go knight c6, I go rook e1, and the not so secret idea is I want to go knight d5, right? So imagine you just proceeded with something like b5 here. Okay, now I'm going to drop my knight on d5, takes, hit this. So, I mean, and then there's all sorts of stuff here. So like the knight will move somewhere. I have at minimum d6 and takes, or this d6, you know, just pinning the knight here if the pawn is protected. But here, this is already good because I'm getting the rook. So this is a very, very strong idea. Just the knight just dropping into d5 takes, like also good. Otherwise, like the queen needs to move. But then like you can imagine a knight hanging out here is going to be like pretty strong and very restrictive on my opponent's development. So they tried g6 to develop here, but they can't get g6 and bishop g7 in one turn, right? So g6. So owing to that moment of weakness, I don't have knight d5 right now. I think just takes. Even now you can see it's like not so ridiculous. It's not so ridiculous. It's only minus 0.7, but I don't really have anything because I don't have d6 next. But even then, okay, I can play d4. I can make some trades. I can try to look to start to play d6. And this pressure here is very, very strong. In the game, d4 takes, knight takes d4, bishop to g7. Now hitting this. Engine wanted me to actually play knight takes. I think, yeah, the line it's giving is knight takes, and it really wants the knight to just come in there. It's a very strong idea. So d takes, I thought this was okay for them. Apparently, it's like a +1 position. I thought d takes as a capture was fine. But okay, I'm just actually playing knight d2, which actually really sets me back in my knight d5 progress. I was really expecting them to castle, and the position is just equal. I was just going to play bishop f4. I wanted them to play e5 here so that I could now back up and say this is blockaded, and maybe, you know, start looking at the square. They don't have to do that. They can actually put themselves in a pin here is the best move. Okay, knight d2, I kind of gave up on this. I was just kind of fortifying my knight against what would otherwise be a good bishop. But here they make a big mistake. They played b5, very ambitious move, trying to put the bishop here and maybe look towards long castling. I don't know, maybe try to play a quick b4. And like, okay, now you've done it. That was one move too long. And here comes knight d5. Brilliant, brilliant. Let's go. Dropping it in there. Takes, pawn takes d. So takes was even a big mistake. Yeah, you got to go queen d8. You got to cut your losses here and just acknowledge like, okay, I've got a monster in your face. Deal with it. And I might, you know, hit you with the pin. I might pay you a visit on the f6 square. This all looks like a lot of fun. Yeah, shout out to this rook. So e takes d5 they play, and now here comes pawn takes d5. Their best move. They have one move to not give a big advantage. It's queen d6. So stopping the pawn from advancing d6. They put the queen right there on d6. So the point is now if I take it, trade, and takes, and so this isn't such a bad structure for them. In fact, the best move is like knight c3. Trying to play knight e4 and d6. You can just kind of like beat down a pawn here a little bit. You can kind of beat down a pawn here a little bit. Like it's very strong to try and play this move d6. Yeah, that's the reason I opened this with the move d4, so that the queen would have support here, and also like the bishop has openings now without this pawn. Okay, in the game they finally castle, but now d6 is very strong. I don't know if they were expecting this, after which black is okay, but d6 is brutal here. They played b5. Again, both times they actually tried to fianchetto. They played g6, but I had d4, you know, before they were able to play bishop to g7 and control that. And then they played b5 again, and I struck with this before they were able to play bishop to b7 and control that. And both times when you start a fianchetto, you have that moment of weakness along that diagonal. You have that moment of weakness along that diagonal such that like I can hit you there before your bishop's there. So it's something to watch out for both sides. Starting fianchetto, you want to fill that ASAP, and I didn't give them a chance. So queen d8, and now this is another nice touch move. Yes, this is a very, very nice position for me, of course. Like, okay, I can just go here, and everything is quite nice, but much stronger is bishop to g5. Much stronger is bishop g5, threatening to take this with this pin everywhere. This is brutal. Your only move is f6 to get out of this pin. And so now I'll take it. It has a tempo on the queen, so no worries about the bishop. Queen takes e7, bishop f4. They end up just like hanging bishop to d6, but you can hardly say that's the reason they lost. I mean, the best move is plus 3.3 after queen d8. Queen d8, like the only piece that moved at all, and black has no good pieces. Their structure is a total mess, like knight c3 or knight d4 here, putting pressure on the pin. My rook's just coming to d1, like the world's most pleasant position here for white. You know, I played f6, I blocked their one good piece, and he gave another opening onto the king. And so, you know, after bishop to d7, bishop to d6, they had enough here because, yeah, you know it's bad when after queen f7, this isn't even the best move. This isn't even the best move. It's better to actually take the rook and give them an out with queen takes f8. So yeah, queen f7 is not even far from being the best move. Queen d8 is like a +5 position. That's really brutal. Yeah, we got him. We got him. We're rolling in Title Tuesday.
William Grave, the Gambit man, takes his seat at the board. e4, e5, knight f3, bishop c5. The Bushcast Gambit on the board. On with the Gambit classes. Hero Pod unlocked!